Steve Robinson at Chick-fil-A Bowl for just an awesome week, awesome experience. I've told everybody, listen, you know, I've been to every bowl except the Rose Bowl. Maybe I'll get there one day, but it's as good as it gets. They just do an unbelievable job. If you'll just wrap the buses, we'll be right there.
Next time you come, we'll have buses that are wrapped.
We'll get that. We'll wrap your car, Coach.
Oh man, but you guys, I appreciate you, Gary.
We can wrap your car, but by the time you're gone.
I appreciate you, and I thank you for a great experience. Our team had a blast. This was a landmark win. You know, this was a landmark win. It's the 11th win for the first time in 31 years, and only the 4th time ever. You know, it's one of the things I talked about with our team: 1948, 1978, 1981. You know, the 2012 team now kind of hitches their saddle up with those 3 elite teams in our program's history in 100-something years. And not only did they win 11, but they did it in fine fashion. This was a football team that got better all year long. And tonight we kind of grew up from some of the challenges that we've had earlier in the year, and I'm just so proud of them. I'm proud of our team. I'm proud of our staff for their preparation. I'm proud of them for their commitment, their toughness, and just their overall performance against a great LSU team. A great, tough LSU team. And I appreciate Coach Miles. I appreciate the class that he has. I've really enjoyed spending the week with him. And, you know, it was a hard-fought game. It could have gone either way, obviously. You know, one of the things we've talked about, you know, and if you look at our 2 losses this year, it's one of the things we talked about is, you know, when 2 great teams are playing, it comes down to a few plays, a few inches, one way or the other. And, you know, we've been kind of coming up a little short in the 4th quarter on some of those plays in those last 2 games. Played hard, competed, but tonight we made the plays. You know, we handled, I mean, Lord, did we handle some adversity. I told him we were going to have to handle some adversity. It's foolish as a coach to think you're going to play a team like this and not have adversity. It's foolish as a player to think that. I had no idea it was going to come on the 2nd play. You lose Sammy, give up a touchdown, then you lose Giff. We got Brandon Thomas playing a position he hadn't played all year. I got a freshman out there that hadn't played 3 quality snaps all year, blocking Mingo and Sam. But you know, and listen, it wasn't pretty, but they hung in there, and they just kept playing all the way to 4th and 16. My quarterback stepped up and played like an All-American tonight. Nuke played like an All-American tonight, and our defense was unbelievable, just unbelievable. But it's a great finish for us. To win the bowl was a goal for us. It's awesome to achieve that goal, especially in this venue. It's a tombstone win. So we're excited to bring a tombstone back to Clemson. And, you know, I think we got a chance to maybe finish in the top 10 for the first time in 22 years. So, you know, those are all really positive things, and so set a lot of records. You know, ACC record for points, ACC record for total offense, ACC record in passing. And we had 32 first downs tonight against the top 10 defense, 100 plays. Our guys were ready, mentally, physically, in every regard. Nuke Hopkins tied his own record, 13 catches. He also set the ACC record for touchdowns. Taj set the ACC record for touchdowns. 346 yards passing is a bowl record. Catanzaro, I don't know about y'all, but I didn't have any doubt. We practice that all the time. We call it torpedo, move the ball in the middle of the field. He goes out there and knocks it down. He missed 1 field goal all year. 1. It was a 48-yarder. Just a clutch player all the way. Defensively, huge stat was 3 of 13 on 3rd down. They only had 9 first downs the whole game. 219 total yards, only 99 yards rushing. They got as good a backs as there is in the country. And set a season high 6 sacks. Malachi set a school record for bowl sacks. Our defense got, LSU wins a lot of games by playing on a short field. That's just who they are. That's what they do. They create field position. They create turnovers. They play on a short field, and they get points. And we kind of played right into that formula. And they got 10 points off turnovers on short field. But our defense, that second one, we put them in a bad situation. To hold them to a field goal was the difference in the game. Gave us a chance to win the game. I don't know how many 3-and-outs they had, but here's what was evident. Those of you who saw our defense play against Auburn many moons ago to open this season, that was a different group out there tonight. Those young bucks have grown up, and they played extremely well. Our depth showed up, and just really proud of how they physically fought at the line of scrimmage, at the point of attack. And again, when we had some adversity, just kept playing and kept believing. We had a few game balls we gave out. I gave one out to Terry Don Phillips. Myself or Les Miles wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Terry Don Phillips. And Terry Don was inducted into the Chick-fil-A Bowl Hall of Fame. And so he's going to get a game ball. Again, I know he hired me and Les, but I sure am glad I'm the one that gets to give him a game ball tonight. Gave a game ball to Alfonso Smith. Some of you know who he is. He's our equipment man. He's been here 18 years. This is his last game with us. And what a great job he's done. He's been here 18 years. He's never seen a Clemson team ever win back-to-back 10-win seasons. Never seen a Clemson team win 11, but he has now. It's good to send him out. And then we gave every senior a game ball. This group of seniors, there are not many of them, but this group of seniors, when they came to Clemson 4 years ago to play for me, there wasn't really much to sell them other than, hey, here's my plan. I believe. I just need you to believe. This is where we're going. This is how we're going to do it. And man, those guys, they've taken this program somewhere where it hadn't been in 31 years. They've won more games than any senior group in forever. Set a record for conference wins. Set a school record for wins in a row at home. I mean, it's just on and on and on. But the thing I'm most proud of these seniors is every single one of them, as we stand in that locker room, have their degree. They have won at a very high level on the field, and they have won off the field. And I have no doubt that every single one of them are going to be incredibly successful when they leave here and they take this next step in this journey of life that they're on. They're going to be great husbands, great fathers, great leaders, great citizens, and there's no doubt they're equipped to be very successful. And they've carried us. Those guys carried us. We got 11 seniors, 11 juniors. They just put this team on their back. And tonight it was awesome to see them perform like they did. So that's kind of a little bit about the game. And again, I want to compliment LSU. Obviously a very tough loss for them. Game could have gone either way. But it comes down to a few plays, a few inches. And tonight, the Clemson Tigers made them. And we were able to finish. And we're very honored to have been able to play in a ball game like that with LSU. I've got all the respect in the world for their program, their coaches, and both teams competed very hard and won it. I think Sammy's okay. He said it was not fractured, so that was good news. Gift just kind of retweaked his knee that's been hurt all year. Ellington had an arm issue, but he was trying to put it in the other arm to finish the game. He came back in and made a couple big plays for us down the stretch there. And they just gutted it out. So with that, I'll take your questions.
All right, questions? Ed?
Just talk about the play tonight, just to take all those hits and play like you did, especially last 6 drives.
Well, that's what great players do. It's like I told him before the game. Listen, everybody's got a role. When Kobe steps on the court, if you don't play, it's going to be a long night. When Kobe and LeBron go against each other, there's going to be some wins and some losses and some battles, and man, you got to play. And that's what I told Taj. You got to play. You got to fight for everything out there. It's not going to be pretty, especially when we lost Gift. We knew moving Brandon to right tackle. You know, we're over there. We're trying to talk. We're trying to. I got David Beasley trying to coach up Isaiah Battle. Oh my goodness. You know, that's what great players do. And that's what I told him coming in this game. You're going to beat a team like this. That's open. And you got to pull the trigger. And boy, did he make some big, big, big throws with like that was open. Made some huge runs. And as you said, you know, it's not about, you know, again, how hard you get hit and all that kind of stuff. It's about just, can you keep competing? Can you keep getting up and keep competing? That's what it's about. That's what it's about in the game of football. That's what it's about in the game of life. And because it ain't always going to be pretty. And he just kept competing, kept playing, kept going to the next play. When it was 4th and 16, we sat over there, we talked. We had the one play we talked about at halftime. We'd kind of been holding it. Said, hey, let's go with it. It ain't over, man. It ain't over till it's over. And, you know, put a ball out there, and Luke went and got it. That's football. But he was awesome. He was awesome. So proud of him. So good to see him step up and beat a top 10 defense.
Back here in the back.
Coach, you talked about wanting to take that next step. Does this win help that going into the offseason for this program?
Man, there ain't no doubt. You know, like I told you, you can't win 12 until you win 11. You can't win a national championship until you learn how to win games like this. Till you learn the commitment and preparation and the commitment in performance and that you have to have every day, every play, every quarter. And you grow and learn from all your experiences, and that was my challenge to him coming into this game. That was my message the whole month. It's going to be a few plays. It's going to be a game of inches. It's going to be 4 quarters. You know, we've played great in these tight games for 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters. We got to finish. And tonight they did. And we had to handle the adversity better than we had. And again, just, you know, my hats off to these players, to the heart and passion, and toughness and desire to win that they played with tonight.
Right here.
Talk about that final drive and also the kick, like, yeah, the kick.
Well, it was, you know, we were very fortunate. We were very fortunate after the 2-point conversion or miss there. Very fortunate that I didn't have to use any of my timeouts. That was huge. Kind of rolled the dice a little bit on 1st down, you know, hoping that, you know, just kind of let it go, trying to hold them, and you know, had a couple incompletes there, and that was big. It was big. So, you know, you get the ball. We work that all the time. You get the ball back, well, like a minute 39 or something like that. 3 timeouts, field goal to win it. You know, we do that in our sleep. We don't always make 4th and 16, but we've certainly been in that situation many times against our defense. And you know, it was great. It's just great to see them believe. It's just great to see them keep fighting. I told them that before the game. I really don't. Y'all may think this is crazy, but I really don't give a rip about the scoreboard. I know that's what I'm judged by and what my livelihood is based on and all that, but I really don't care. What I care about is how they compete. That's what I care about. How do they compete? And just to see our football team compete with the intensity and enthusiasm that and just perseverance that they competed with tonight, that's what it's all about. Hey, we don't make that play, I'm still loving them up in there. Still loving them up. But hey, make no mistake, the fun's in the winning. The fun's in the winning, and they made the play, but then not only that, they had to finish the drive, and then we were trying to what we call torpedo the ball, something we work every Thursday, and call timeout at 3 seconds, kick it through the pipes, and let's move on. And it was just like we practiced it. So And in Catanzaro, again, he's missed one kick all year long. So there really wasn't much doubt. And I want to give credit to our offensive line. You know, they got to block the extra point early, and that was huge. It was huge. Great protection, great snap by Sebeski. Nobody even knows who Sebeski is, but if he'd have made a bad snap, y'all know who he was. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Michael Sebeski, that's where it started. He made a great snap. Spencer Benton made a great hold. And, you know, Cat put it through the pipes.
Phil?
Yeah, what was the thinking about the pooch kick? And then what were you thinking with the play calling by LSU in those last 3 plays? I mean, were you surprised they went to the air, they changed plays a little bit?
Well, it wasn't supposed to be a pooch kick, first of all. It was supposed to be really high and short, but fair catch, all right? But it was really low and short. So it wasn't exactly the way we drew it up, but you know, listen, that 42, man, we had a hard time corralling him. I wasn't going to give him another chance. That was the decision there, but fortunately we got the stop. It didn't matter, but you know, listen, I know there's probably people that'll be critical of Coach Miles or whatever, but listen, I had 3 timeouts. I mean, if he runs it 3 straight downs, I'm calling timeout, timeout, timeout. There's 15 seconds, about 15 seconds coming off the clock, and now we got more than whatever it was, 2 minutes or whatever. Now I know I had no timeouts, so you know there's a theory there. But I think he was trying to win the game. I think he felt confident with the plays, and you know, all of us as coaches, you know, you're going to dial up the things that you believe in, the things that you practiced, and I know he knew he needed to get a first down, and because if he gets a first down, then you know I got to start burning timeouts, and the clock's burning. It's a whole different deal. So in fact, Brent and I talked right before that. That's what I told him. I said, he's probably going to throw it on second down. I felt like he would run it on first down, throw it on second down, and you know, so we were able to get the guy tackled on that first down, and you know, like I said, I gambled a little bit and just letting it run, thinking, all right, I'm going to just use them here, and then you know, we got fortunate to have 2 incompletes. That was huge. So it certainly, you know, there's all kind of strategy, but Coach Miles has won a heck of a lot more games than I've won. So I'm the last guy to second guess him. He's as good as it gets, and you know, it's a lot of different ways to look at that.
All right, right here.
Coach, when you lose Sammy early, I guess what did that do to the game plan, and then how has Sammy and then Nuke competing helped the wide receiving corps?
Well, we didn't do anything with the game plan. You know, listen, Adam Humphries, in case y'all don't ever notice, that guy can play. You know, he's number 16. He can play. We got all the confidence in the world in Adam Humphries. In fact, you know, I guess it just wasn't meant to be for Sammy Watkins to play in the Dome this year. He might need to avoid the Falcons at all costs when his opportunity comes. He played 1 snap in 2 games in the Dome. But you know, we got great competition with all those guys. And like I said, Adam Humphries is a baller. You know, Sharon and Jerron, you know, all those guys can make plays. What it did is it made us very thin. Martavis was suspended. You know, he's pretty good. Sammy's out. He's pretty good. So now you're playing with about 4 guys. So it made us very thin. They had to just gut it out. We played 100 plays, 100. So, you know, we're in pretty good shape. Maybe all them people that have a conspiracy against Joey Batson, you know, maybe they'll all say something nice about him. You know, I'm sure everybody always wants to blame Joey Batson for every loss we have around here. Not everybody. There's a small little pocket of those people. I wish they'd come over and work out with us in the summer. We'd invite them. But we just played 100 plays against one of the most physical football teams in the country, and won it in the 4th quarter, 32 first downs. And Joey Batson deserves a ton of credit for that, for having our football team ready physically, mentally, emotionally. and all that.
Right here.
Speaking of that physicality, Coach, how were you able to get the pressure on Mettenberger and you were able to get tonight?
Just won some matchups. I mean, we brought a little bit of pressure, mixed it up. You know, you saw Quandon get in there early and get one, but you know, we won some matchups. Simple as that. You know, we felt like that we had good matchups with our ends on their tackles, and those guys played relentlessly. Corey, Malachi, I mean, those guys. I mean, Grady Jarrett was a road grader in there. Josh. They just again, I thought our depth showed up, and you know, they just won the matchups. That's simple.
All right, got time for one more. Where are we going, guys? Anybody? Is that it?
Yeah, well, I do have a contract with running the Georgia game. Starts
Not so fast. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Go Tigers.
Thanks, Coach.